Yo, 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 what up, everybody? Frank Stocks here. Nothing I say is financial advice, entertainment purposes only. Well, we're in a severe case of me not following my own DD. Because look what's happening here. Look at this. Look at this reversal on the SPY. This thing is starting to follow this pattern I laid out, this oscillating pattern. So, I'll tell you what. I wasn't going to until this morning. I think I'm going to take out a pretty heavy call option on the SPY. I think this thing's getting ready to rip up. Look at the MACD on the daily. The RSI is starting to curve back up. I think we're going to rip back up into a gap fill in a big market run. So this morning, I'm going to take out pretty heavy call option on the SPY for longer term. And I'm literally going to walk away from it. I'm going to buy it, get a little bit of duration, maybe to duration's key in this game. I'm finding out real quick. Maybe to November, late October, November. We're still in this channel that we laid out. These two red lines here. We'll get rid of these. We're still in this downward channel, this red line and this blue line. I'm going to change the colors on them. I'm going to make them yellow to distinguish better. And everything we've been talking about is kind of lining up. I mean, hell, if I would have listened to myself at the beginning of this, and even yesterday I sold my SPY calls too early, but I probably would have sold before market close. I think it's a long man's game here. I'm going to go ahead and put like $2,000 down on SPY calls for not November, October. I'm going to say October. I'm going to say October 10, and I'm going to sit and I'm going to see and wait and watch, see if this is the oscillating crash that I think we're going to get, where it's going to go up and down and up and down, back to the gap fill all the way down here. We've got a gap that we got to fill to the upside. And once it does, you know, I'm not going to be greedy. I'm only going to do until October 4th. And if we gap fill, I'm selling it. If it hits up here later, then I'm going to buy puts out till the end of or mid-November and play this oscillating crash. Mid-November, maybe closer into December, potentially start buying calls again, especially if the Fed comes out and starts cutting rates. But look at us this morning. TMF is in a definite reversal. Finally, I'm loving it, loving it, loving it. I said I was going to buy more at 450. I didn't tag it because we hit 457, but I have a huge position anyways. We get a nice reversal that popped up into potentially we start seeing gap fills. But there's something big going on with the Japanese bond market. Bond prices are collapsing even in yield curve control. Japanese government bonds are heading for the worst quarter since 1998. That was 3 hours ago. Japanese yen risk reversal turning lower. Something to pay attention versus bond yields. The thing is Japan is one of the biggest buyer of U.S. Treasury bonds in the world, I think. So we're about to see some type of event. I think it's coming. And maybe, hell, who knows? Maybe instead of a market crash, maybe we get a market rip. I don't know. I don't think so. I really think the Fed is going to continue with their nonsense, specifically because if you look at who's short Treasury bonds, which is hedge funds, at record levels, they're also short a lot of stuff in the market, like the meme stock game. It's absolutely crazy. Why are they short the stock market and short the bonds? With Burry also short the bonds, but asset managers are loading up on bonds. Or not, Burry's not short bonds. Burry's short the market overall. Well, not short, but he's got like a 1.4 billion put position on a couple indexes. It makes you wonder why hedge funds are short U.S. Treasuries Bury short the market. Hedge funds are short the market. And asset managers are going long bonds. So to me, it sounds like with the bull ETFs on the treasuries at all-time lows, signaling a reversal, that people know there's an event coming up here pretty soon. I think if the SPY gap fills where we've been talking for weeks now, and if I would have had more conviction, we would have been sitting here up from 422 to 432 on a single play. Would have been incredible. But we still have a ton of room to go to gap fill this range. So, and I'm not telling anybody to do it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a big call option on the SPY, and I'm going to literally probably not even stream next week unless there's any big news. Any news for HE other than yesterday hearing? She said the investigation alone 12 to 8 months. So yeah, so Dev 64. We all heard the hearing. The CEO did basically what I said she was going to do, stuck to her guns. Multiple people came out and kind of proved points that Hawaiian Electric is not really responsible for deciding when to shut the power off because all the emergency infrastructure is run on the electrical grid. They don't have a backup like she was telling people where she can rely on power from another state. And they also did have more green energy programs and infrastructure upgrade proposals into the basically the administration that runs energy in the state that have just been sitting there. To me, it looks like, and I hate to say it, but a lot of lazy effing people running the island. A lot of paperwork, a lot of red tape, a lot of just really lazy it's not our process. As soon as I hear that, I worked for a couple companies that were process oriented, and processes are good for your general structure. But if you have office people that just will not and cannot and absolutely will not look outside of the box, they're the process people. Well, we know that there was a big risk for this town burning down, but it's not part of our process to do anything until there's a problem. That is huge. That's just to me lazy brained, bare minimum type of people that like to do stuff. It looks to me like Hawaiian Electric was already in process was making progress on trying to upgrade and harden their grid, and or they were requesting for more renewable energy potentials to get away from the coal burning and oil burning type of situation and diesel. Holy shit, did SPY just open up at a gap? Wait, okay, so that's the day. Hold on, guys. I got to go to my thing here. I got to go place the trade real quick. Let's see. So the RSI open, it's pretty high on the 5-minute, so I'm going to wait just a little bit potentially. Not that it matters because I think my overall arching theme here is the SPY is definitely going to gap up. What did we say? October 5th is what we'll do. We're going to do 431, 2. We're just going to give it some time. We're going to let the RSI cool off a little bit. It's probably going to come back down and try to slap this gap here, but I can't place dual trades because my money won't roll over quick enough. I'm not on. I took a lot of cash out this year. I'm under my 25K minimum now for the first time in a long time. So my day trading power, intraday buying power is different, which is fine. It's making me learn patience a little bit here. So, but yeah. So HE, my opinion on HE, they said the 12 to 18 month thing because they know they're going to try to drag this out as long as possible. So everybody just forgets about it. And then one day randomly, HE is just going to go through the roof. That's why holding stock is such a good idea on this play. Man. See, either way, yesterday, even if I would have been patient and held, I definitely would have sold my SPY call around here somewhere. And then it would have opened up like this, and I would have been kicking myself in the butt. But now it's definitely in reversal. It's on a new uptrend. and it looks like it really wants to gap fill that 438 range, 436. So that's quite the move off of this. And I'm more convicted now. I'm literally, once I buy this, I'm not going to talk about it again. I'm just going to check it once a day maybe, and then I'm going to move on to should be careful today though. It is Friday. People may decide to dump everything this evening. But look at TMF, man. We're rocking, back in the game, almost back to $5. HE almost back to 1250. The entire market's green. This is fantastic. Space was ripping yesterday. It looks like it's signaled reversal too. It looks like the entire market has gone into a reversal. And if anything, looking at the rest of the market, space has the potential to finally start working its way back up to this gap fill at 490, especially with all the successful flights they have going on. But we'll watch the SPY very closely today. RSI is coming down. Let's give it a couple more candles. Let my allergies play with me this morning. And now the price of the calls are coming down. Coming down. We really want to try to get these SPY calls for November under $2 or under $3, maybe 270-ish. I'm keyed up on this one. I'm telling you, man, it makes me so mad that I got out too early. But again, this market is built to rip calls and puts out. Look what it's doing. Look at this oscillation. I mean, the intraday movements on this thing are just scaring the shit out of people. Dump, dump, dump. Oh no. Sell, which is what I did. Made a mistake. Rip. Yay. Dump. Oh no. Sell. Rip. And then dump and rip again. It's dumping and ripping in the day, within the hours of the day, to freak people out, but it's also messing with the options value, and people are going positive and then super negative within seconds, within minutes. And in my opinion, that's what the market's doing to day traders right now. The meme stockers have been wiped out. They're going after the day traders to get all their damn money back. And they're doing it because so many people have been winning for so long. It's why they created 0DTE. They've got everything on algos. Oh, we almost got under 270. We got 305. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to be patient though, because the RSI is still a little high on this. Right now, as we're talking, they're going to try to pop this thing up to scare people into FOMO and into the SPY. 309. Let's go back to some comments for a while before I decide to jump in on this thing. They are going after day traders. People saying it's going to be bullish. I mean, look at what we've been talking. Look at our charting on this. I tweeted it and they suspended me on Twitter. And I'm telling you right now, I canceled everything on Twitter. My blue check, all my super follows, I canceled it all. I am not going to pay for a social media platform for benefits if they're going to suspend me for saying kick in the face. There's people posting porn. There's people posting literal videos of children getting the shit beat out of each other. People beating each other up, almost killing each other. And I make a comment on one video and I get suspended for 6 days. I refuse to pay for Twitter if that's what Twitter's going to be after they brought this new lady in. I mean, they're turning X into old Twitter again, and they're basically just building up a bunch of new elitists on the platform, and the only people that are going to get any type of engagement are these gatekeepers that are now on Twitter. And some of them have such horrible bad histories. It's hilarious. Is there any deadline for Maui County on HE lawsuit? I don't know. I'm going to do some research this weekend and look it up. But I'll tell you right now, the Maui County lawsuit against HE is going to go nowhere. They filed that without any type of investigation prior to. If anything, when the investigation is done, which I think it already is, I'm pretty sure the time frame they're giving you guys and giving me is a bunch of bull. I think they just know that they have to delay this thing out longer. If they delay it out longer, I think the island has basically decided this everyone sue everyone game is not going to work. So they want to delay this out longer. Excuse me. In an attempt. Come on, go down. In an attempt to just let it wash over. Because look, Hawaiian Electric, not only do they provide power to 95% of the people on the islands, they also provide power to those military bases. Back in the day, interesting enough, when I was in Bama, I started a company called Patriot Renewable Energy, and I almost won a huge contract to put Dow Solar panels on the roofs of the military homes there. We talked with the military home, the base contractor, the military home contractor that did the maintenance. We talked to the military base. We talked to Dow Solar. We were getting ready to file for, basically, we would have filed for the government contract under our military benefits, and we were at Redstone, so we were right there with the engineering corps. Hopefully, if we would have got it, we would have been putting these Dow solar panels on these homes and getting their cost of energy way down. But these Dow solar panels were like hurricane proof. They're really amazing. Very, very resistant to harsh weather, and they also increase the fire resistance of homes by the roofing system that they put in. It's really interesting, and we almost got to that point. The home maintenance people were all about it. They were going to install it under the direction of Dow. We were going to file for the contract, buy the equipment from Dow, then pay everybody out, and everybody would have made money. And this stupid lady at Dow, this general manager, this lady went from being super cooperative and like the idea is great into one day just going, well, what do you guys hope to get out of this? And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, we're going to be the contract facilitators and we're going to buy your product and then we're going to go install it in Hawaii with the maintenance crew that owns a contract on the homes under your guys' instruction. Well, she's like, well, why do we need you guys? As soon as she said that, the home people backed out. They just said, screw this. This lady's just trying to dig for more money on the contract instead of just selling their damn product. So she did that. And I said, you know what, lady? I said, if you want to try to do this yourself, go ahead. Obviously you're not going to work with us, so now we're not even interested in doing it and buying your product anymore. She had the opportunity to get these things on military base government housing on Hawaii. And I don't know who put it in her ear that she's the one that should just be the all-powerful person, but that's Dow for you. There's a bunch of women at Dow who absolutely have nothing but rocks in their brains. And instead of doing there we are, 286. Instead of doing cooperative work that's productive for everybody, I'll tell you what. Let's wait a little longer. Let's wait and see if it hits this trend line. We got a perfect trend line right now, and we're still high in the RSI. Let's wait just a little longer. I'm just going to go ahead and put in an order for 2. If it goes through, it goes through. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm going to put an order in for 270. October 5th, 270. Come on, you bastard. October 5th, 270. Calls at 432. 432. It's at 288 right now. So if we're 288 right there, or 286 there, then by here we should see 270. Let's do 275 just to make sure. 6. 432 strike, 275. And we can do 7 calls. Yep. Okay. Oof. If it goes in, it goes in. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And I'll move on. But I'm really, really thinking what we called out is going to actually come to fruition. Definite reversal. I should have just went with that theory to begin with. I planned it out. I talked about it, but I didn't realize what they were going to do in the middle of the day with the volatility on the daily. It's crazy. Space. Yeah. I averaged down on space the whole way. If you didn't, I hope we get back to at least where you can if you bought at like 250 to whatever. If you decide if we can come back up and gap fill 4 and you're in at 250, you better take profit. Because remember that this reversal is coming on the back of the SPY, coming back to life, but potentially only to this gap fill, which is 1003. And if it oscillates like I think, we'll have another drop, maybe a run up to 440, maybe, but more than likely a gap fill to 438 in this range here. Let's get rid of the lines and put a box so it's more defined. But if I can get these SPY calls in at 275 and we do gap fill, that is going to be a big win before this market comes back to the downside. But I don't know. Let's see. Let's see if I can even get it. We still got RSI. MACD's looking right. It looks like it wants to come back down to here. Short term. Which I hope, and I'm going to have to watch. I hope that puts us at 275. Man. All right, comments. I mean, if she had good offer, then yeah, sure, she could be making bold moves. She didn't know. That's the thing. The Dow Solar program went out of business in Michigan. We would have been their saving grace. We would have been able to buy enough once we got started and got the first home done and start promoting it and start advertising it and start doing socials that we would have probably pulled on our first contract. We were looking at doing 30 homes. We probably would have pulled $3 to $5 million easily on the first set, just doing like the first 30 homes or whatever. And then once the island realized we could have gave them power, what we calculated is we could have gave them power at 35 cents a kilowatt hour instead of the 52 they were paying at the time. Plus the ability to have solar panels that are basically hurricane resistant was definitely something they would have wanted. So overall market up or down today? I think overall today up into a drop right before close potentially, but then we're in a nice reversal. So I'm hoping next week we get the same kind of movement. I may not even get in on my SPY calls. This thing might already be looking to tick back up. I don't know. I really am worried about getting in properly, but we'll see. Because right now it's shit. We were at 286. It's 296. Come on, baby. Come down just a little more for daddy. Come on, baby. Come down. Hit the trend line. Come down. Hit the trend line. Go to 430. Just short term. 430. That's all I need. Come on, TMF. Let's go. It's kind of following with the SPY. A little bit of downside. SPY's going to come down, hit 430, bounce off the trend line, started to move back up. I bet you we're 432 by midday. Oh, come on, baby. We're so close. Aye, 285. Here goes. 279. Come on, baby. Phil. 279. Phil. Oh, did it fill? Did she fill? She filled. All right, hands off. Now watch it just collapse. Hands off, walk away. Boom. Now, if we would have bought this morning, I would have been already way down. Perfectly filled. All right, let's just peek real quick. Oh! Look at her. Wicked off a 275 fill. Did we just film that? Did we just do that live? Beautiful. All right, now be patient. Walk away. Those are till October. If we gap fill, I'm going to go in and just set it for the gap fill. Well, I mean, we got time and we can get into next week. I'm going to write my note down. I'm going to put my marker board back up today, but that's a big spy call. Couple more days, I'll be back on Twitter. It's real nice, the people that DM me to check on me, and you guys, I really appreciate it. I had multiple people DM me and check on me, and that's really, really, I appreciate it. Man. TMF reversing. HE back to 1250. TLT reversal. SPY reversal. Tesla is ripping, which means the SPY is probably coming back up. That's good to see Tesla popping. All right, let's go to some comments. I'm going to walk away. All right. SPY 432s, or I did 431 actually. Gap to 438. And when we get closer to that day, I'm literally just going to set a oh, I got suspended on Twitter on my main account because there was like a fight video and someone was like, this girl was doing something awful to this person, like a kid. And they're like, what would you do? And I was like, I'd kick her in the face. Like, just kind of joking around comment. But if people can post pornography, fight videos, hate speech, gun shoot videos, violent police videos, and I make a simple comment about kicking someone in the face and I get suspended and I'm paying for a blue fucking check, then fuck Twitter. I'm not paying for any of it no more. This was supposed to be a big move about freedom of speech. And then suddenly I'm being tagged, little old me, I'm being tagged for commenting and I can't even fight it. It won't even let me fight it. I deleted the tweet and it still is blocked. A video comes in my feed that's violent, that I try to block all these videos, and it comes in my feed and I say kick them in the face, and suddenly they suspend me instantly. I'm talking like I was flagged, the algo instantly went for it. It feels just like old Twitter, and as soon as I get back on Twitter, I'm calling them out. I'm calling them all out because it's ridiculous. Even Tara was saying that she thinks a lot of people are getting suspended again. And it's because Musk hired that MSNBC lady to run Twitter. And she's all over again. These radicalized social media people are coming in and picking and choosing not what content to block, but who to block. It's absolutely insane, especially me, because I'm up here talking about how hedge funds are the biggest bond short in history on U.S. treasuries, and I start getting all these attacks out of nowhere, and then suddenly all these AMC community clowns who have been suspicious of the entire time, like Corey, come out and start attacking me all over again. I was attacked and doxxed all fucking month, and then Twitter comes out and blocks me. I should be getting paid for all the times they tag me in their posts for engagement. And they come out and block me, and I'll tell you why. It's because some people with some real money came in and told them, hey, these guys are keying up on TMF. These guys are keying up on the treasury bonds getting squeezed out, and they're keying up on these things in the market, and they didn't like it, and I got suspended. I don't know how many more days I have. 4 days and 6 hours for saying I would have kicked her in the face. And it was like this big, bulky chick that was beating the crap out of these little kids or something. But I didn't choose to see that violent content in my feed. It's just crap. Anyways, looking on the IDEX and applause myself that I sold at $1.80. Absolutely, man. That's why I got out IDX. I knew it was getting ready for some kind of movement. Just I seen it coming with the way the volume was flowing and it couldn't break. It may be time to get back in on it though. Short term, but they're going to keep doing this. They're going to keep trying to pop this. I don't know. Was there any news? It maybe just be time to leave it alone, man. MACD's pretty high. RSI is now just getting back into normal ranges, but it still does look like it may have a little bit of upside. Just you want to be really careful this sucker doesn't gap fill $5 somehow. But I mean, to me, long term, it looks like this thing is toast. Unless there's any wild news that came out on IDEX that I don't know about. They have to pay debt by October 6th. Probably they will. I will not touch it again. Just curious. I'm actually kind of looking at it now. Yeah, their cash burn and their lack of business is gonna be a problem. I'll tell you what. Shit, look at that fucker drop. Man, a couple minutes ago we could have really got in on that. Still at 230. Let me see here. Do I got any money left? I don't know if I do. Hey, I do. I got enough to make a little short position. Screw it. I'm gonna go ahead and tag some puts on that thing. Just a really small put position on IDX. Man, I wish I would have got in just a couple minutes ago. Screw it. I'm gonna leave it alone too. We've got enough plays. They can say and post anything, yet if you post military pride or American pride content, you get reported. Dude, on every social media platform, I hate to say that I'm posting more on Facebook recently. And I hate Facebook, but it's pretty obvious my account got flagged. I'm probably being mass reported to by Corey and all these absolute fucking morons on Twitter who think that they're like this important thing in the AMC community. And luckily Sugar and a lot of the guys are coming out and calling them out really, really good. Corey needs to absolutely go to jail. This guy is an absolute insane psychopath, stalking these chicks, harassing women, harassing me nonstop. And Eric Cuthill too. Them two guys, I actually am thinking about filing some legal paperwork on them. Because them guys are just absolutely insane, man. They are harassing people, they're doxing people, yet they're still allowed to operate on Twitter. It's insane. Yeah, I don't choose to see anything violent in my feed, right? But it pops up. And I even block all these fight accounts. It pops up in my For You nonstop. Only at nighttime, like in the evenings when I'm sitting around, they start popping up all these fight videos. They shouldn't even be allowed. If anything, the fight videos should not be allowed on Twitter. Ooh, that's creepy. Fucking hate it, dude. It makes me so mad. So I'm not going to pay for it anymore. I refuse to pay for anything on Twitter now because of this. If I'm going to be blocked in my following, you know what the funny thing is when they suspended me, I gained 200 followers suddenly. Just like, I think my account still has restrictions on it from the past 2 years. It almost makes me, yeah, I'm glad we left that alone. Oh, that's TMF? No, that's IDX. TMF. Space. I think Space is going to be an absolute underdog banger of a play. And our SPY calls filled absolutely perfectly. And when I said I was going to do $2.70, every time I do that, I always think in my head, I need to do 5 to 10 cents more. And I did 5 and it was perfect, man. So now we just sit back and wait on the SPY calls. I'm already printing like crazy. We're up Well, not crazy, but we're up 10% on the SPY calls. We took some ground back on HE. Every single one of my positions is taking ground back. Short term bull run in a bear market to the SPY, gap fill, 438. We're going to make probably 2 to 3 grand off of this. Sell. Oh, oof. There is a gap on the 2-hour too. I didn't see that. Well, the daily gaps is what you really want. Yeah. 438 gap fill. As soon as we're in this range, I'm going to sell. I'm going to walk away for a minute. Wait and see if it does this pattern here. Gap fill, bounce off of the old resistance, and then run like crazy maybe. Or maybe it just runs. We'll see when we get closer to the end of when we get closer to October, which we're really close. I didn't even realize October 6th isn't even only a week away. I should have probably bought October 10s. But if next week we get one more crazy run to the gap fill, I sell it, I pull that cash out, put 50% in my bank, wait and see if we get back up to this upper trend line again potentially in a couple weeks. If we don't, fine, whatever. If we do, puts. Puts. Right here. Puts. Boom. If we hit this upper trend line again in the next 2 to 3 weeks, how's this? Puts. That will be an amazing play. Maybe we V out. If we do, and we come back up, I buy some more with the earnings I made off of these calls. Hopefully, if they come up, who knows? Maybe I get smoked in this. But I think what's going to happen is we come up, we hit the gap fill, we come back down, and then we rocket up to this trend line once again, following the same M pattern here. It's oscillating M, and then boom, we just get crushed into December because bank earnings are going to be crappy due to the increased lending resistances. Home loans are facilitation is lower than it's been since like 1996 or some shit like that. Credit card usage is through the roof. Everybody I talk to out in public, everybody tries to act cool. Everybody tries to act like their shit's together, but guess what? They always let slip that their credit cards are maxed. I'm short some AMC intraday today. Oh, interesting. Bam and bam. Dude, the guy's out there literally saying that AMC is going to go to $30 again. This guy is such a bad actor grifter. You know, he's an all right dude or whatever. But dude, AMC is tracking the BAM model. This guy is there's no BAM model. He doesn't have a model that works. He's been wrong the entire time. He's grifting off of whoever is left in the AMC community. And he's typing shit like this, where he's saying AMC is going to go to $30 to $34 again. It's insane. It's absolutely ignorant to think AMC is going to go back to $30 to $34. I hope it does. But this dude just comes out and puts out random tweets to get engagement. It's crazy. My credit card has been stolen. Just a credit card from a whole wallet. And it was in a running car. Well, I don't know why people steal credit cards. Because, puts on AMC actually might be a good play right now. It's just running with the market. That's all. It's just some market upside. RSI's through the roof. Who knows though? Maybe there's a short cover coming in. I don't know. October 6th, 750 puts on AMC. I'm gonna go ahead and grab some. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe AMC's getting ready to go for a run though. I don't know. But RSI is really high on the 5-minute and the 30-minute. We already would have banked pretty good off of the puts at 8.15. So let's see. Yeah, now they're 21 cents. So they're getting more expensive. Should have nailed it. Put 20 cents. All right, I got a really small AMC put position. I'm going to follow you in that one. I like what you're looking at there. Consumer sentiment out. OSTK daily MACD crossover soon. Yeah, OSTK. I was a little too early on my calls. I thought 1750 was it. 1561 if you got in and you, I mean, look at the, and again, I need to start really sticking to my own charting, to my own DD, because look at the breakout from the falling wedge. It was almost perfect. It broke out the day the falling wedge was completed. Tesla, ripping, SPY, catch up to Tesla now. Go. HE's just going to do its thing. So guys, TMF and HE, I really want to stress this. Long-term, slow roll to the upside through what could be some big downside on the overall market. HE could take a year. TMF could take a year. But the beautiful thing is we get the 12-month tax lots for capital gains, which is going to be beautiful next year. And the whole time you own TMF, you get the 5-cent dividend a quarter. And if HE decides to reinstate its dividend, say mid-year or over Christmas or something, they reinstate like a 30 to 40 cent dividend. That's what's going to cause HE to go through the roof. And you can sit there and collect on that for 2 to 3 years if you want to. So it just depends. I think we literally got in at bottom. The dream of everyone wanting to get in at the bottom of the market on certain plays. I think TMF was at rock bottom, and I think HE was at rock bottom because of the event. HE is going to have to slowly maintain itself through this while the market is oscillating, the index are oscillating. And then once we get the SPY, in my opinion, back down eventually to this gap fill range that I think is going to be the bottom of the market, which is going to be 393. If we get that back to that gap fill range at 393, which I think is where Burry's also probably trying to play this to with his puts, then the market's going to recover into whatever election cycle. Because in my opinion, my personal opinion, dude, Trump is out there making waves. DeSantis is already done. He's such a weirdo on the public stage. He's just an actor. He's great for Florida, but he is not ready to be president. His crew and him just do not understand that cameras are on him at all time, and he's just really cringy, man. Trump is out there. We're going to deport people that shouldn't be here. We're going to do what we say we're going to do is what he's doing. I don't care if you hate him or love him, but he says people that are coming over illegally should be deported, and they should. Musk is now down on the border exposing the grift. The Democrats and the Republicans all grift off of the border instead of solving the problem. So now Musk is down there looking at the problem, talking to people who run the border. And my theory is what we need. We finish the wall, and then in between the wall and the border, we put a rail system all the way across the state of Texas. So people who want to go, we should work with this with Mexico. On the Rio, we could put a rail system. People who want to go to legal entry points in the U.S. for citizenship can get on the train. It takes you to the legal entry point, and then you get off and can be processed. But we need to upgrade the system, and I think we should do it with blockchain. We need drones. We need to complete the wall. We need drone security, surveillance footage. We need to treat our Border Patrol agents better. And we need to create a friendlier system where people that are coming up from Mexico, and we work with Mexico, let's build a rail system for the people that are trying to immigrate into the United States. And we create a deal that once you're immigrated into the United States and you have your citizenships, it's easier to go back and forth at that point in time. But we create a deal where we build a rail system, and people coming up from Mexico, and this is on the Mexico side of the Rio, that we let them hop on a train that runs back and forth up down the border, 2 checkpoints where they can get off the train. The train will have water and it'll just have like basic rations of food so we can take care of these children. They get off at the checkpoint and then they immediately start processing into the United States. And it's much more humane, it's much better, and you won't have these floods of immigrants. The problem is the Democrats, mainly the leftists, the globalists, I don't even want to call them Democrats, have created a situation on the border where people think they can get in without citizenship for free through amnesty, make a bunch of illegal money, not pay taxes, and then go back to Mexico. That's got to stop. Without rules in society, society crumbles. Rome crumbles. Inner cities right now, we have 7 Rome situations in America. New York, Chicago, Atlanta, Philadelphia, Portland, LA, and other cities. Those are all Romes. They are the size or way bigger than Rome ever was. So we're having multiple Rome collapses on inner cities. And if it keeps up because of these wild, really leftist, socialist politicians, it's going to be bad. Now, the problem on the right is the rhinos, these old rhinos, they're so tired of just, they're tired, they're old, it's a Congress of corpses, they're all drugged out, they all are having strokes. It's crazy. They don't care anymore. They're like, okay, we'll let the animals wipe themselves out and I'll make my hundreds of millions insider trading off the market. Yeah, it is mostly men crossing the border, and that's why we need this system. Build the wall, right? Anybody crossing the wall, you are immediately arrested and deported. Bottom line. If you cross the wall, you're deported. That's just what it is. But we can put a train system on the other side to try to get people who really want to come in to checkpoints where they can be processed in. But if we do this process on a blockchain system, when people try to come in and facial recognition hits them in processing, it'll automatically key up if they're a criminal or whatever, not from processing at later times. And eventually we'll have a database of all people who are immigrating into the U.S. so we know who's in our country and who's not. Because as of right now, they could have just immigrated an entire military in the past 10 years. An entire military force could have immigrated in through the southern border and claimed refugee status. And look what's been happening around our country. Fires, wildfires, train derailments, mass shootings, bridges collapsing, all kinds of shit. So, just wild, man. I try not to get too political, but it's not a left versus right thing. It's not a Democrat versus Republican. It's World Economic Forum, socialist, globalist socialist versus American people. And the rhinos, they're just corporate. The old rhinos are just corporate, big energy, Halliburton, ExxonMobil, George Bush. That's all they are. The leftists are Soros-funded globalist socialists, and all the citizens are just on the inside here paying tax money out to other countries. It's fucking time to end it. America has paid enough for every other country in the world. Our military has been abused and going to wars we shouldn't even be in, invading countries we shouldn't have invaded. And it's time to bring our military back into the U.S. It's time to finish the border wall we've been talking about since I was a kid when Bill Clinton was talking about it. Finish the damn border wall. Send some money to fucking Hawaii to help them repair their homes, not just the infrastructure, their homes. Help the Maui people out that lost their homes. Figure out where all the damn missing people are. Do a head count. Get accountability. But everybody's brushing accountability off. Oh, it'll be 18 months. We'll just let it roll over. We'll let it wash over. And then everybody will forget about it. But finish the fucking wall. Reopen our energy independence program. There's plenty of energy independent programs that we can do on natural gas and oil that doesn't require super expensive, high maintenance green energy systems. Windmills are a waste. Windmills are causing more problems than anything. But mix renewable energy in with our sustained fossil fuel system and get more nuclear. More nuclear. get energy independence back on the table, because guess what pays for all the green energy programs? Fossil fuel money, right? Start taxing the fossil fuel companies a little bit more to get the green energy program stimulated again, get gas prices down in the same manner, which is going to bring inflation down, finish the fucking border wall, put a rail system up in tandem with Mexico, and create a system that is not what we're using now for processing people in the border. And if anybody gets caught crossing the wall, if you get caught illegally immigrating into the US, you are deported. I don't care if you're a mother with 7 fucking kids. You're deported. If I try to sneak into Mexico, I'll end up in jail. If me and my daughter try to run away from the US and sneak into Mexico, they will put us in jail, and I'll probably never see my daughter again. So, wall, nuclear, get the damn pipelines running from Alaska to the US to create cheaper, more energy independent fuel for America to get gas prices down, withdraw our military from a lot of the bases that we're actually dumping billions of tax dollars into to support these other countries. I'm not saying withdraw every base, but bring the bases back in, bring the soldiers back home, put them on the border. Use the US military to facilitate CBP on the border to help them process immigration in. And once immigrants start realizing they have to actually process to get in and they will be deported and they have to follow the rules, a lot of them ain't going to try to come in anymore. It's not a refugee crisis with people fleeing their countries. It's people coming in to get free money in the US. Maybe some countries like Guatemala or Venezuela to get away from the tyrannical governments that they have. But they're just coming in to get the tax money, man. We got to be realistic. Somebody's got to be the adult in the room. Wall, get the pipeline done, more nuclear power, use that money to start building up our renewable energy infrastructure, especially on Hawaii. Absolutely 100% ban stock trading in Congress. And that's what's going to happen after Pelosi and these old ultra elitists are out of Congress. If they ever fucking die of old age, they're vampires. They literally need to ban insider stock trading in Congress, stock trading in general. Sitting politicians and their immediate family should not be allowed to trade stocks in Congress while they're seated. Oof. What's going on? Are we reversing here? Anyways, my rant's over. Sorry, guys. Holy shit, look at AMC go. Well, there goes my puts. Maybe there's a covering event going on. I don't know. 5%. Usually it gets ripped out really hard. But, I mean, it did do this a couple times in a row now. Maybe it's trying to recover finally. I'll tell you this, I'll never go long it again. I don't care if it goes to $300. I mean, it did a big old W on the chart and then crashed. It's bullish again. Look at this resistance line it's got. Look at that. Maybe it's trying to hit that. It's going to dump right there. I should have looked at the longer chart and waited to pull my puts on. But if it hits here and dumps and comes back down to the 730 level, I'll be all right anyways. It's not a big position. I just didn't look. That's my fault. A firm ripped. Yeah. Look, guys, debt lenders, debt consolidation companies, they're going to go bananas. People are going to be taking all kinds of really bad loans out here really soon. Oh man, what's going on, SPY? Come on, baby. You see, this is what they're doing to me on the SPY. Dump, rip, dump, rip, dump, rip. It's trying to mess with people during the intraday to get you to dump your position. But look at the MACD on this. Dumping off again, but we're coming right back down to that same level. So even if it does, and this thing crosses over in the next week, and of course it's Friday, so the options expiration at the end of the month is going to be ugly. But next week, if we come out with some bullish sentiment and this thing gap fills, it bounces the support one more time, gap fills, I'm out. And the MACD on the daily looks perfect. The RSI on the daily looks perfect. Either way, Carvana looks like it wants to go higher. Yeah, I won't put any money into Carvana. They have had so many problems in the past as it is. If anything, this is probably its last hoorah before it gets just annihilated. But at the same time, people are going out and buying cars from places like this now instead of the dealerships because people are out of money. But let's see here. Any gaps on the daily? Got some upside gap. Maybe it gets that upside gap. We'll see. I won't put any money into Carvana. If it gets back up to here and gap fills these ranges, maybe I'll look at puts again. But their books are bad. Either way, so consumers are going to flood since credit cards are being maxed. Groceries are expensive as all hell. What's going to happen is you're going to see people revert back to taking out bad loans, holding a lot of debt. The elites and the Congress and the markets are trying to get all the money back. This is where all the money is going to come flowing back in from the people who got it for free from the pandemic, and then the day traders and the meme stalkers. They're trying to pull all this money back away from the people so we become obedient again. It's our job to figure out how to play that without taking on too much risk. That's why I bought silver this year. It's why I am playing TMF. It's why I'm playing HE. HE's a catalyst play. The company's being blamed for the fires, which looks like it's not even really their fault. More or less, it was a emergency infrastructure failure and training failure on parts of the fire department and emergency management services. So eventually that'll go back. But TMF, literally, U.S. Treasury bonds being shorted at all-time highs while asset managers are buying them up at all-time amounts while the market's being shorted to death. Boom. AMC Max paying $750. Good call, Def 64. That's probably exactly what's going to happen. We've seen it happen so many times. AMC Max paying $750. It's already fallen off. All right. Either way, back to what I was saying. DeSantis is good for Florida. He does not look good on the stage. All the other Republican candidates for president look like absolute clowns to me. Their debates are awful. That's why Trump doesn't even go. He doesn't have to. Trump can literally, if Trump sat down and did an interview on X with Elon Musk or something, the more he does these, Trump doesn't want to wear out his pizzazz until if he starts now, he's going to wear everybody out. He's being very careful this time. He's doing a lot of hype stuff, but he's doing a slow roll into the election. He doesn't have to look good. He just has to let everyone else look bad, which right now, left and right, they're doing it. So if he comes out with all these crazy indictments that we all know is bullcrap, it doesn't matter what you say, left or right. They're coming after Trump again because they don't want him upsetting the system of elitists. 91 felony counts, yeah. So you're telling me that Trump has 91 felony counts that are legitimate when Hunter Biden's been caught with an illegal firearm he threw in a dumpster, the laptop from hell that's been obviously verified multiple times. He's got all his China dealings. We got to be honest here. It's not left versus right. This is right and wrong. The Biden family is completely compromised. Completely compromised. The Bush family threw us into a 20-year war to profit off of Iraq and their infrastructure buildup over there with KBR and Halliburton and ExxonMobil. They're compromised with their own interest. The Clintons are obviously compromised. Maybe Trump is compromised too, but the problem is all those, and Trump used to be a Democrat, which people don't even realize. It's the stupidest thing is Trump was a Democrat, right? He left the Democratic Party because he saw what these people were doing to the country. The Clintons, what they were going to do to the country would have been insane. Biden is now doing it and taking the blame for it, but Biden is just a puppet. But they're all compromised. They're selling out to China. They're selling out to Russia. They're selling out to Ukraine, right? Trump came in, said, get rid of the lobbyists, build the damn wall, let's get gas down, and let's let people thrive. That's what he's all about. Now they're trying to come out and get him for all these indictments, and you've seen the people charging him with this shit. The same people that were trying to get him for the Russia collusion thing during the election, which turned out was paid for by the DNC to an English former spy from the UK to write a false dossier. We have to be real here. You either hate Trump and love your country or you hate your country. It's this. The country's an airplane. Trump right now for the economy is the best qualified pilot, but you don't like him. Are you going to pick the lower qualified pilot that you do like? Or are you going to pick the pilot that you hate that is way more experienced and a better pilot? It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. And I think Trump and Tulsi Gabbard should run on a ticket together. I think Trump and Tulsi Gabbard should come in together, run on a ticket, let Trump do his 4 years, get the energy independence system back up. They're going to attack him left and right the entire time. But this time when Trump goes into the White House, he needs to kick everybody out. All the interns, all the analysts, everybody in there needs to go and hire in all brand new fresh people. Because what's going on is Washington, D.C. is completely compromised by a system of government that is not run by the people. It's a compromised system of processes that have been written by really bad people. The government is not really run by the president. It's all the little people that run the White House, that run the Congress, that run the process of institutionalizing new senators and congressmen. The shadow government of processes that is running these people is crazy. It's just, don't do this, don't do that. You're going to get in trouble. Let's go with the status quo. Has to end. It is. It's elitist versus everyone else. And we need new, fresh people in Congress, in the Senate, that are not going to push radicalized agendas. It's not fucking AOC's job to push a green energy agenda. It's her job to represent her district and her constituents, not push a green energy agenda. Her job is to go to the Senate floor to represent her district and her constituents for her state. Not to push a big globalist green energy agenda and go after Elon Musk. When did we celebritize politicians? Anyways. Had to go to your channel to see you are live. I thought it shows you around your thumbnail in a search too. Yeah, I'm being blacklisted on like every platform again, guy. I hate to say it, but what you guys can do to help me out is hit the like button and share the video if you want. I'm going to keep my thumbnails normal from now on. I'm not going to do any like weird shit. But if you guys hit the like and share the video on Twitter or whatever platform you're on, that's what's going to help get the feed out. Right now, my engagement has went down because I'm not talking about, yeah, SPY does need to stay above 297, hopefully. Really kind of reversed on me there, didn't it? Oof, fuck me. Well, this is what they're doing. This is what they do, though. This is how they get us. What is happening? Well, maybe we should have waited a little longer. I'm not selling, though. Jesus. What are they doing? They know I'm in the play. They're trying to rip me out of the play. This is that oscillation I told you guys about, the intraday oscillation where they're just going to try to rip people. Good God. What happened there? Somebody sees people loading up on calls for the gap fill, and they're trying to rip people out of the play. I'm not even going to watch it. There's no point in watching it until next week. Dude, I'm telling you, they want their money back. I'm surprised it broke 431. I think they see a lot of people, and it's not that they're targeting me, it's that I think I'm doing what a lot of other people are doing too. I really do. Cashed in on some calls, cashed in on some puts. See, here's the thing. I told you guys that I could flip this, but since my intraday buying power is burned up, I wouldn't be able to get back in on the put side, and then I would miss out on the calls long term. I have a feeling this thing's going to come back up above the trend line into next week, and we're going to gap fill. You know how there's a plunge protection team? I think there's a moon protection team too. Well, Yeah, this election is gonna be so fucking stupid though. I'm so tired of it all. Look at that. See what I tell you guys? Look at this shit. Look at what they're doing intraday to people to rip them out of their options. This is the zero DTE crap. Hedge funds can trade multiple times through the day on this big volatility, and what they do is they rip the value on your options and scare people out of the play. They wanted me to sell right there. They wanted to spook everybody out, get people to sell. And in that, the pricing on the options probably just went bananas. And this is where my more midterm to long-term investment mindset's coming in now. You got to buy and walk away and let the play out. And if we would have done that from here, which we were calling for weeks, if we would have done that out of the puts, into the calls, off the bottom and held, and I probably should have bought October 9s instead of 6s. I didn't realize that, well, that is next Friday. I didn't realize that was a pretty small duration. We could have a sideways day into October 6th. But MACD, even though we took that big drop there, look, we're flipping back up on the MACD on the daily. I should have bought 2 weeks out. We'll see. I think it's going to work out good next week. I think we're going to absolutely have a big week next week. Also, is there a way to increase the volume on your videos? My ears increase the volume? My ears bleed when the ads pop up. Oh, maybe if I put my mic closer to my mouth? I'm maxed out on volume right now. On my mic volume, it's hitting a red line. I think it's just the way the ads. There shouldn't be that many ads popping up. Unless it's doing it. Is it doing it automatic? Oh, they have automatic ads. Sorry. Dude, I'm telling you, social media, I feel like I'm losing control of all my socials to like systems and AI. Like I don't even feel like it wasn't even 2 seconds. I tweeted that in 2 seconds, boom, it was done. Like I was immediately suspended. Didn't get a chance to even dispute it, which they tried to get me for a couple weeks ago or a month ago. They tried to do it. I got to dispute it, and I said, hey, all I'm doing is commenting on the video of the content you say is violent. I laughed at it. I put LMFAO, and they suspended me for hate speech, which leads me to believe that somebody at Twitter is specifically looking at my account because they don't like me. They're politically targeting people again. I tell you what, the AMC community people, if they're not flipping the volatility on AMC, that's the play right there, is flipping AMC on volatility every time it goes on these 5-10% runs and making your money back. If people ain't doing that, they're going to be holding bags for the rest of their lives. Dude, we're almost into nearing 4 years of AMC, and people are bag holding so bad. Let's call a spade a spade. You are being targeted for your content. It's too real, and it's scaring many, even people. Dude, it really is. And the thing is, when I quit talking AMC, suddenly I started getting attacked really hard by these people in the AMC community. They're the hedge fund traders. We took a shit ton of money from hedge funds this year with SBNY. We pissed them off. Mark pissed them off. We took a ton of money just this past couple weeks. We're getting winning trades. Our thesis is correct on what's happening with the market oscillation. And as soon as I started talking about TMF and the treasury short squeeze, suddenly I'm getting suspended and I'm being shadow banned on platforms. It's fucking dumb, man. Especially you talk about Trump winning. If Trump wins, investor confidence is going to come back and the market's going to rip. And all those short sellers in the market right now are going to get nailed. I almost bet that Burry gets out of his position if it looks like Trump's going to win. I almost bet he closes it. And he'll close in the money. But the fact that I'm being suppressed on Twitter, it blows my mind. Meaning that the people that are now in control of Twitter, The lady he hired and the people she's hiring, they are politically targeting people specifically built on certain situations. Like I said, even Tara said she thinks people are starting to get banned. So once I'm unbanned, I'm going to tweet I'm only probably going to tweet once or twice a day, maybe. Bought 10 calls SPY ODTE 430 140. We'll sell them SPY hits 434. Oh, nice, man. Let's see you rip. We'll celebrate that. If you get that, that's good for me too. 434-ish on the day, back above the trend line. Boom, boom, boom. Goodbye. You got in right at bottom, I think. My calls are already back up. Maybe buying in lots through the day would have been a better situation. Yeah, my SPY calls are already back up. I'm only down 1%. It looks like it's getting ready for a big old rip. Remember what it did yesterday? Same pattern. Up. Look at this. This is what they're doing, man. These ODTE options, the market makers and the hedge funds are loving them right now. Let's see if this is being algorithmically run on these options. Let's see what happens through the day. Look at that. What do you want to bet? Everybody in with me? I want to go up. Why is it so high? What's going on here? What do you guys think, man? I hate that. How do I make this screen? I do not need this. I need to get rid of one of my indicators. Indicators. SmackD, can I change the size of those? It's so fucking annoying. What do you guys want to bet we follow that trend again through today? Rip, rip, rip. Big rip, midday. Then we come down. SPY max pain, 433. You may have a good day, Wadley. But 10K calls, 430. We'll sell when it hits 434-ish. Watch 433 close. 434. Dude, why? Wish I could. I feel like my chart's off. Why won't it scroll up? Why can't I go up in the chart? I hate that about this. $434. That's right at those key levels. Based off of what we had yesterday, that's right off those key levels. Well, I'm not telling you 430. I'm just saying that's Max Payne's calling 433. So go with your gut, bro. You made a good buy, you'll make a good sell. Either way, that's about all I got today, guys. I'm just ranting. I get so frustrated politically. It's the economy, stupid. Look, nobody fucking cares about all these agendas anymore. Get gas prices down and get food prices down so that we have money to go out and buy products to make the economy run. I don't care about green energy if my chicken costs $10 for 2 chicken breasts. I don't care. I'm worried about putting food on the table. People need to be able to put food on the table to go to work to build the green energy systems you need. Nobody's going to go to work if they come home and their whole paycheck goes to chicken and gas. Stupid. But good luck, guys. I'm going to go play some video games. I'm going to chill, play with the dogs. I'm not going to obsess over the plays that I'm in. TMF and HE, long-term, good value plays, dividend potentials, 12 months tax bracket, big call position on the SPY this week into next week, hoping we get that gap fill, a big rip up to 438. Then I'm out, and then I'm going to wait and see if it runs up later to try later, maybe mid-October, to try to run and hit that upper trend line. And if it does, I'm going to dump in big time on puts to this next downside because I think we'll get the same event all over again. Either way, good luck, guys. I'm out. Have a good day. Froggy Snacks. Out. Bye-bye.